Imagine the heart-pounding drama of a nation daring to carve through its own ancient soul. Turkey is on the brink of slicing its legendary metropolis, Istanbul, right in half, birthing an artificial island from a city pulsing with nearly 16 million lives. This isn't just concrete and cranes. It's a seismic shift that could redraw the maps of global naval might, upend treaties forged in the fires of pre-World War II tension, and ignite sparks between nuclear giants. We're diving into Turkey's Istanbul Canal, a bold waterway set to transform the eternal city of Istanbul into an island while flipping the script on who commands the Black Sea, one of Earth's most fiercely guarded geopolitical treasures. The risks are sky-high, the backlash is roaring, and believe it or not, construction has already kicked off. But could this engineered marvel hand Turkey the keys to dominating international shipping lanes? And might it unleash a clash of titans that drags superpowers into the fray? Buckle up as we unpack the Istanbul Canal, a venture poised to rewrite the rules in one of the planet's most explosive hotspots. To grasp why Turkey's canal is stirring such a storm, let's journey back to the Bosphorus Strait, that slender, serpentine lifeline snaking through history. At its tightest squeeze, it's a mere 700 meters wide, less than half a mile, yet it guards the sole maritime gateway from the brooding Black Sea to the sun-kissed Mediterranean. Picture this: over 43,000 vessels muscle through annually, dwarfing the Suez Canal's bustle by double, all in a channel that's narrower, twistier, and infinitely more perilous. Ships often idle for 14 grueling hours, with queues stretching into days, testing the patience of captains and economies alike. But oh, the magic and madness of it. The Bosphorus doesn't just cut water, it cleaves continents, threading right through Istanbul's vibrant core, where east meets west in a whirlwind of minarets, markets, and modern mayhem. Daily, colossal oil tankers hauling Russian crude and freighters brimming with hazardous chemicals navigate this urban artery. One slip-up, catastrophe. Recall the Beirut explosion in 2020. Now envision that horror unfolding amid Istanbul's bustling bazaars and historic mosques. Heart-wrenching, isn't it? For Russia, the Bosphorus is more than a passage, it's a lifeline etched in blood and strategy. Their warm-water Black Sea ports fuel oil empires and shield naval fleets. Without this strait, their warships are trapped in a vast inland lake, cut off from the world's oceans. But it's not Russia's story alone. Ukraine relies on it to ship life-sustaining grain to starving nations, while Georgia, Romania, and Bulgaria stake their economic futures on its flow. For these Black Sea neighbors, the strait isn't geography, it's survival, a thread binding them to global prosperity. This epic tale ties into the Montreux Convention of 1936, a pact inked on the eve of World War II that still whispers commands over naval chessboards 9 decades on. It grants Turkey stewardship of the Bosphorus, but with ironclad chains. Merchant ships sail free, yet warships dance to a strict tune. Non-Black Sea powers like the US are capped at 9 vessels total, with a 15,000-ton limit, barely room for a couple of sleek destroyers, slamming the door on any lasting American footprint in those dark waters. Aircraft carriers? Flat out forbidden, labeled as ships built for planes. Russia cheekily dodged this with their Admiral Kuznetsov, dubbing it an aircraft-carrying cruiser. But for NATO, it's a no-go. US supercarriers stay barred. Yet here's the rub that's chafed Turkey for generations. No tolls allowed. The Montreux ensures gratis passage for civilians, leaving Turkey guarding a golden goose that lays no eggs, while Egypt rakes in over $6 billion yearly from Suez fees. Frustrating? Absolutely. It's like owning the world's busiest toll booth and being forced to wave everyone through. Enter Turkey's Istanbul Canal, President Erdoğan's self-proclaimed crazy project. And what a wild dream it is. This 45-kilometer artificial marvel will parallel the Bosphorus, plunging 25 meters deep and spanning 400 to 1,000 meters wide, crowned by 6 soaring bridges that will islandize Istanbul's European heart. Designed for 160 ships daily, mirroring today's Bosphorus rush, it kicked off in June 2021 with the Sazlıdere Bridge ceremony, its towers now piercing the sky at over 90 meters. Pegged at $25 billion in 7 years, it eyes a 2027 debut. Officially, it's about safety and sanity, rerouting deadly cargoes from Istanbul's teeming streets, slashing those billion-dollar delays that choke global trade. Valid points, sure, but peel back the layers, and you'll find deeper currents. Turkey insists Montreux binds only the natural Bosphorus, not this man-made twin. Back in January 2018, then Prime Minister Binali Yildirim declared the canal exempt, a move that could shatter the status quo. If they're correct, tolls become Turkey's playground, and suddenly, U.S. carriers and subs could glide through unchecked. Turkey's own fleet gains unbound muscle, projecting power across the Mediterranean and beyond. Envision American carrier groups patrolling the Black Sea, shadows over Russian shores, Ukraine's front lines, and annexed Crimea. For Moscow, it's a nightmare incarnate, NATO muscle flexing in their sacred backyard, threatening to upend decades of dominance. To flesh this out with the Bosphorus's storied past, remember how this strait has been the ultimate power broker since antiquity. In Byzantine times, as Constantinople's Golden Gateway, it funneled silk, spices, and secrets from the east, fortified by massive walls and chains that once thwarted invaders. The Ottomans, in their 1453 conquest, harnessed its might. Mehmet the Conqueror dragged ships overland to bypass defenses, claiming the strait as the empire's naval spine, controlling Black Sea trade routes that enriched sultans and shaped Eurasian destinies. Culturally, Istanbul's Bosphorus-straddling soul embodies a bridge of civilizations. Byzantine churches morphing into Ottoman mosques, where Sufi whirls meet modern cafes, and families picnic by waters that whisper tales of emperors and explorers. Socially, it's the heartbeat of diverse communities, fishermen casting lines as they've done for centuries, migrants from Anatolia blending with urban elites. But the canal, it threatens to disrupt this tapestry, displacing villagers in places like Arnavutköy, where recent fears swirl around land grabs and environmental ruin, turning ancestral homes into speculative real estate gold mines. Turkey touts up to $8 billion in annual tolls, though skeptics cry foul. Overly rosy without diverting traffic from the free Bosphorus. Their sly fix: amp up Bosphorus red tape, lengthy inspections, to nudge ships toward the speedy, paid canal. Ingenious, yet incendiary. Not everyone's cheering. Istanbul's City Hall battles it in court, decrying environmental Armageddon, vanishing groundwater reservoirs vital for drinking, heightened quake perils in this fault line frenzy. Funding's a fog. $25 billion looms large, with Turkey's economy wobbling. China and Qatar flirt, but commit zilch. Ecologically, it scars forests, taints waters, uproots thousands, and bulldozes heritage sites. Whispers of cronyism abound. Qatari royals and Erdoğan's kin, like son-in-law Berat al-Bayrak, own prime route land, poised for windfalls. Polls scream opposition. 77.1% of Istanbulites say no, just 8% yes. Even Turkey's brass balked. 103 retired admirals penned a 2021 warning against destabilizing the Black Sea. The regime clapped 10 in irons. Legally, debates rage. Could Montreux blanket any Turkey-controlled link between seas? If so, Turkey's free-reign dream crumbles. From Russia's vantage, the canal's a dagger. Montreux favors them as Black Sea locals, letting warships flow while hobbling NATO. A bypass? It could summon U.S. fleets, tilting Ukraine-Crimea scales, straining the fragile Turkish-Russian tango amid Syrian deals and energy pacts. Yet the juggernaut rolls. As of October 2025, no real digging's begun. Despite fanfare, it's mostly the Sazladere Bridge standing tall, while housing booms along the route. With 28,000 homes sprouting in a new Istanbul vision of lux pads, faux islands, and cultural hubs like opera houses, aiming to lure tourists and turbocharge the economy. But in villages nearby, uncertainty reigns. Locals like farmers in Arnavutköy fear it's more real estate raid than waterway wonder, with opposition leaders like CHP's Özgür Özel vowing to expose scandals. Skeptics doubt the 2027 timeline, calling it a mirage. Black Sea nations brace. Disruptions could starve economies. China eyes rivals, like a Serbia-Greece canal tying the Aegean to the Danube. For the US and NATO, it's a golden ticket to crack Russian Black Sea monopoly, worth every billion. But at what cost in volatility? What unfolds here is breathtaking. A dig that could etch new lines in naval lore. The Bosphorus has reigned for millennia, from Byzantine sieges to Ottoman glories. The Istanbul Canal, it could shatter that, not just for tolls or traffic, but to recalibrate NATO-Russia rivalry, erode Moscow's grip, and forge fresh trade arteries. Amid towering hurdles, tech woes, green backlash, cash crunches, legal wars, Turkey chases geopolitical stardom, leveraging its crossroads fate. Success? It might not just skyline Istanbul. It could echo as the century's boldest build. So, if this canal flings open the Black Sea to fresh forces, will it catapult Turkey to glory or kindle the next superpower blaze? Share your pulse-racing takes below and hit subscribe for more riveting riffs on Earth's wildest wonders.